This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 15. I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash, giving double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations unto the elect. I want to share something in the spirit. I was speaking to my wife earlier. She was showing me different videos on TikTok, and what we both agreed was how almost all the videos that were displayed were sodomites, and how the effect on Esau, all right, because we know Esau pushes propaganda with this elite, and he pushes agendas to make the men docile and weak, and ultimately to do his best and stopping you Israelites, which consists of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans from having children. Okay, and it's working to a certain extent. Okay, we both agreed. We both were, paying attention to what's going on, and part of that is what the scriptures break down in this first chapter. In this chapter, the 9th chapter of 2nd Esdras, where the scriptures speak about how we're to measure the times. Now we measure the prophecies, but we also measure, everything upon the prophecies. All right, and how these people are going to become socially detached. All right, and not hearkening unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, moving in their own spirit. Now, we are entering, to a very perilous point in prophecy. Scriptures speak about how there's going to be a time like no other. All right, which we speak about, this week in and week out. All right, which this is speaking of the divine retribution that the Lord is going to bring. All right, upon 2/3 of Israel. All right, because mainly that's what these prophecies are speaking about. Now, the heathen, we know that they're going to be destroyed. There's going to be some that are going to survive in Jacob's trouble. All right, because they're going to hide in the clefts of the rocks. All right, but we speak about the divine retribution unto you tribes, as well as you heathen. And we're coming upon the time of divine retribution, in which the Lord is going to avenge the elect, which are his chosen, and he's going to bring hell on all the enemies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because there's no middle ground. If you're not with the Lord, you're against him. And by the Heavenly Father sending forth his only begotten Son with the host of the angels, all right, this is going to be in high definition form. All right, the Lord is going to actually do everything that we said, because the prophet said what the Lord was going to do. And the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness. All right. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 16 and verse 27. It says, "For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works." All right. Because if you've been wicked, it's really the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is able to discern. If you've been wicked, if you're faking the funk, if you're sincere. All right. It says, "Verily I say unto you," this is speaking of the elect, "there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom." Okay. And so the rest, all right, they're going to be in pitiful case. All right. Surrounded by the judgment of the Lord. Okay. And they're going to be punished with everlasting destruction. According to the word, Esau, Edom, for what? I'm going to go back to the basics. For shedding innocent blood of the elect, there's a judgment. This is Genesis 9 and verse 6. "Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of Yahweh made he man." All right. And so this devil has been shedding innocent blood and continues to do so. And this violent man not only does it with a knife, a sword, or only a pistol, but there's many ways that this devil, all right, has penetrated the Israelites. All right. One of his major ways is by his science. All right. By his medicine. All right. And things are being exposed. I saw, pretty much a post made by one of the elders of Great Millstone. All right. And he was just sharing some information about that P to the F to the I to the Z to the E to the R. All right. And some of the things, that he spoke about or that he posted was, the side effects. And when you read, it was about 30 different side effects, from blood clots to, liver damage. And this is not medical advice, but there's a lot of different things. I mean, cardiac arrest. I mean, the list just goes on. All right. So this devil has different ways opposed to picking up a actual gun and killing you. And he uses the slow way a lot of the times. There's actual proof now, and it's being spoken about. So this devil is not, it's far from innocent. All right. And so the Lord's going to pay him back as well. All right. I mean, when you read it, and I recommend brothers to read it. The page is Remnant Say 144. And he posted as well, damn, in one of the posts. Okay. I mean, it's heavy. All right. CHF, which is congestive heart failure. All right. And this devil deserves destruction, because here he's not receiving that. All right. He's not receiving what he should be receiving. He's getting away with it. I was driving on the freeway earlier, and it blew my mind because there's things in plain sight that we ignore. And I was on the freeway. This freeway is the 10 freeway, and this particular part of the freeway, there's a sign above, which is like a bridge above the freeway, and it says she was only 13. And so I Googled it, and I'll share that. But this is the book of Psalms, chapter 73. And verse 5, Slovakia. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Because this devil was never, catching the hell for his actions. It's just dusted under the rug. You have settlements where he doesn't, deal with what he's caused. It says, therefore, pride can pass them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. All right? These devils don't catch any hell. All right? And so it says, in 2016, a federal lawsuit was filed by an anonymous woman, Jane Doe or Katie Johnson, alleging that DJT and JE, assaulted her in '94 when she was 13. The plaintiff voluntarily dropped the lawsuit before going public, and DJT strongly denied all accusations, calling them fabricated. All right, we know a lot of this stuff is about the bag, but a lot of it's true. Okay. And the money really overrides the accusation. We've seen that with the Epstein files and what have you. Okay. So that the retribution is coming. The Lord's he's gonna deal. You see that? All right. I pray this lesson was edifying and reaches the ears of the elect. Shalom.